Yo, hello, good evening. One sec. Let me skip this. Let me skip this. Let me skip this. Let me skip this. Hello, good evening. 5:58 p.m. Actually, 5:58 would be more late afternoon, I think. Because isn't it like technically 6 o'clock is the evening, right? And anything before that is afternoonish. Q. Hello, Q. Good afternoon, good evening, and 1 minute. Hello, hope you are well. But hello, everyone. Welcome to day 16 of Virtue's Last Reward. It is 1 minute till 6 p.m. Thank you for being here. I am pretty consistent with yesterday, aka kind of late in the day, but we're still here. We're still going. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for looking. Thank you for listening. Man, I was like so tired today. I took a nap and I kind of forced myself to wake up. It was crazy. I don't think I've been that tired for a long time. Why did I buy licorice? It's nasty. This was a mistake. I mean, it kind of depends on the licorice, but I agree. There are some really terrible licorice out there, especially when it's like kind of old or hard. Ragazzi. I don't really buy licorice though. I think the only time I really have it is like when it's given to me, or maybe Halloween. So like what is it, like Twister's pull and peel? All right, let me tweet the stream out and then we shall start. It's already in my mouth and it's taking 20 years to chew. Oh no. Oh no. It's funny because I've been actively trying to avoid eating candy or like chocolate, but I actually had a matcha truffle today. It was freaking delicious. I feel like a cow munching on grass. I guess it is perfect timing. Welcome. Present. Back to the future. Sorry, I saw a GIF. I was like, this is funny. Yeah, matcha. They're like the chocolate truffle that they sell in those bags from Costco. They have limited edition matcha truffles right now. And there's been a bag kind of sitting on the counter, and I've been actively avoiding it. I wouldn't say avoiding it, but just kind of not paying attention to it. And I was just like, oh man, I gotta try one. Costco has good shit, yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's not like the Kirkland brand. It's the that one. I always forget the names, but you know, like the truffle balls, the individually wrapped truffle balls. Like what is that brand? I don't remember. Actually, I'm gonna go run to the kitchen. Lindor matcha truffles. Yes, the Lindor truffles. Sometimes Costco has mooncakes. Oh, dude, they're actual like desserts and stuff. Or dude, oh, it's always good. Yo, Robbie, don't do it. You're going to eat one. I ate 2 today. Bad. I feel so bad because I've been trying not to. I've been trying to be good. All right, let's go. Happy Tuesday, by the way. Happy Taco Tuesday. No tacos for me, but Taco Tuesday. It will soon be time to pick ally or betray. Yes. With the egg and everything, yup, you bite into it and there's like the, it's like the like chocolate truffle yolk or whatever the hell you want to call it. Oh, it's freaking good. Also have a bag of, we bought a bag of almonds. It's like onion and chives or something like that. Onion and chives, like fancy pants almonds. It's hella good too. It's hella good. Both of us cooperate, then we will be both gain 2 points, which is much more beneficial.
Right.
I remember this.
Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right?
Yes.
Promise?
Promise.
Yeah, right. He lying. The K in K is for K is a liar.
1 minute remains until Ambidex.
Shit, this is bad. We need to move now.
Indeed.
I need to move it,
Shall
move
we?
it. DOK fine. Clover all took off immediately, heading into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dio went into the room 3, K went into room 4, and Fine Clover went into rooms 5 and 6, respectively. That left Luna and myself. Luna? Oh my god, it's just us and Luna. Good English, thank you. I ate a mooncake recently for the first time. Was interesting. Oh, like a Chinese mooncake? Yeah, it's kind of similar to what is it called? It's like yeah, Taiwanese. It's like what is it called? Castetta? I can't. It's not. I don't know. It escapes me right now. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
With that settled, we headed into AB room number 1. But yes, if you guys are curious, today I ate a breakfast burrito, a sausage, egg. I was a little bit bad today. I ate a sausage and egg, potato, breakfast burrito, and bacon. Oh, I mean bacon in the breakfast burrito. I ate the almonds that I was talking about. I ate 2 matcha truffles, and I'm drinking coffee. Yeah, I'm drinking coffee right now, and and I ate a string cheese because I freaking love cheese.
$30 seconds remain until Ambidex.
It's probably a little late to say this, but
Yeah, what's up?
you know Alice is still in the infirmary.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You're saying we should pick ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway.
yes.
Damn, that'd be messed up if we betrayed. I know. It's not really fair to betray someone who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
A good breakfast burrito is, I know, man. I'm a breakfast burrito. I won't say I'm a snob, but you know, I look for the good ones. But I'm down with any breakfast burrito as long as it's not terrible. Happy Luna, happy life. I know, right? She does bring a ray of sunshine to this game. You know, besides us.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will thank you, Ambidex.
Oh boy. Oh girl. Luna stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Jumps off the dropship and gets his flamethrower ready to make some bug barbecue.
Of the Ambidex game
Not my favorite food.
will now be displayed.
But I do like my BBQ.
Please direct.
What up, Kisune? Damn. Wait, what? Huh? Yo, we got you baited, man. Oh shit. We dead. Yo, look at this shit too, man. Yo, man. Nobody is trying. Oh my god, we're the only people that are allied. What the hell, man? This is some bullshit, man.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your...
I guess she woke up. Surprise. Pwned. I like Starship Troopers. I've only seen the first one. Just the movie. I don't know if there's anything else. But it wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. Wait, hold on. Temioji and Dio betrayed too. They are... Yeah. They debated, man. They were supposed to... They said they were going to be in the infirmary. Someone pulled some BS. No. That's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It was a question I would never know the answer to. Oh, we dead. GG's. GG's. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the... Dude, you know what? I mean, it's GG's, but I'm like excited to see what happens when you betray. Cause damn, dude, freaking, we fell for Luna, man. I don't think she was in on it, but we believed her. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. Permission to post a link to the game Steam page in chat. Yeah, go for it, man. You should be able to. Thank you for asking, though. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as they crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma, get up!
Sigma!
Sigma!
No. Why?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all, and yet there she stood, an apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Dude, that's kind of freaky. All ice. The world was gradually going black and my mouth refused to form words, but my head echoed with questions. So he didn't see her enter. No one saw her enter. But he sees her there. But we don't know for sure if it's actually her or if he's just seeing things or what. But we shall see. My head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? Yeah, that too. Even if she did go and vote, like why would she betray us? And the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever. GG's. Game overs. You know what's crazy is that I could have sworn on the flowchart we had a couple question marks left. I didn't think it'd end so soon. I guess it was just it bypassed the other question marks really quick, or the next one really quick, because that was just the voting section, and then the next section is just game over. Damn, bro, what the hell? All right, here we go again. Yo, freaking Alice, man. Actually, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but for now we'll say F Alice.
"30 seconds remain until Ambidex game poll."
It's probably a little late to say this.
No! No! Luna, I stepped out of the AB room.
Why?
What do you mean why? Go look, man. Don't give me this pity party thing. Like, go look at the thing.
What happened to... It's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting.
Well, you know what? I use my time machine to go to the present to know that she betrays us, actually.
I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd pick betray instead. Because we know, man, we know. It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I've been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Whoa! Whoa! Right, well, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
You know what? Math is a lot harder when there's people involved. The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran toward the projector, anything to get away from those eyes.
Results, please.
Here we go. Everyone's an ass.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
You know, it's possible that Tem Myoji is actually... He's still in the infirmary, but the Alice thing doesn't make sense unless... Yeah. At least they didn't swap it on you. Yeah, that would have been... It was something that I kind of maybe suspected in the beginning, like when we first started playing. Like, is it possible based on the answers you made like previously? If you switch your answer, like, does it change people's decision making? But so far it hasn't. What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No, how can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible. Whoa. Holy shit, that looks really scary. Alice. She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form my sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh?
Okay, alright, so what? So, okay, you'd rather like us die? Okay, I get what you're saying. Yo, we just saved you. I saved you.
Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it?
Whatever, it's cool. The Starship game, it looks promising. I haven't opened the link, but I did remember someone saying that there's like a game coming out that's supposed to be an FPS version of Alien Swarm. I don't know if you guys heard of that game, but it's kind of similar to Starship Troopers.
Coward.
I'm a coward. You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked Betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you?
Yeah, no shit.
Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
Oh, okay, I believe you.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand.
Boobs McGee is back. That should be your name, Boobs McGee.
I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room?
Yes. Right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that?
Yes. You know what's really weird is that... Actually, it's not weird, but it's more of an observation. Is that depending on what playthrough you go through, I feel like they focus on one person being like a huge jackass. I mean, usually it's Dio, but in this case, it's Alice. But it seems like that's something that really sticks out to me. Like certain parts of the flowchart always kind of prominently makes one person like a huge ass. I started on this route and I hated Alice. Yeah, she's like, I mean, just going by the experience with her so far on all of the playthroughs, like this path, like she's really stood out as just like the like asshole.
I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it?
But Dio's always like, yeah, he's always like an asshole. I mean, he'll have his moments, but you know, I feel like it's all fake. It turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it?
You two chose Betray.
No, we did.
If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me. Look. Yeah, even if we betrayed her, so what? I mean, we hit Ally because we suspected that she's gonna be Ally too, and if anything, yes, the goal is to ultimately get out, but at the same time, as Sigma, I mean, he has to preserve himself. That's like it should be his primary focus, is to not die. I know Dio did just try to kill Phi, but yeah, but Dio's always an ass. I grew to like her a bit more as I kept playing. Alice hasn't really, like, she's kind of like, she has like a cocky attitude, but she wasn't like a complete bitch. But she's been, yeah. But you know what? Everyone eventually shows their colors depending on what path you choose. So it's like, sure, I think when you judge characters, you gotta judge them more by their like personality and what type of a character they play in the game, because you can't really depend on them to be like sincere all the time, because all of that is reflected by the like actions you take or the decisions that are made. The only person so far that hasn't, as far as I know, been kind of rude and stuff is Luna. And Phi also, but Phi's more of a realist, not because she's like a jerk. I don't know. You were this close to murdering me. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid.
But you don't know. I mean, we don't know. I mean, you guys might know, but I don't know. Luna might be playing the long game, right? She knows about the flow chart. She knows about, you know, all of the playthroughs we can do, and then she's like, you know what, I'm gonna be nice through all of the playthroughs, and then in the end, bam, you're done. Quark is still good in my, yeah, it's true. Quark hasn't made a bad impression. I mean, the only thing that sticks out in my mind is him trying to freaking murder himself, but I mean, that's because of the disease, so you can't really place that blame on him.
I knew you'd choose betray.
Tell the truth.
That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone.
Phi and Dio. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of makes sense that it makes sense. It's not that she was trying to kill somebody. It's more like she's trying to save herself. So if Dio was smart, he would betray too, obviously.
If Dio had chosen ally, Phi would have killed Tenmyoji.
Yeah, but Dio's not gonna hit ally.
And if she'd chosen ally, Dio would have killed her.
I don't blame Phi in that situation.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
Forgiveness. I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster: betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the bombs? Would this game do that to you? Plot twist that you like that? See, now you got me thinking, but at the same time, everything's so kind of out there that you're not really sure. Sometimes what you think on a logical level doesn't apply to this game. Or had it been something else, whatever the reason, if it kept up, we never managed to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. You know, I'm starting to wonder now if anyone's really, like, who has betrayed Luna? Like, maybe having the stance that Luna has, which is always ally, is like the best way to pursue it, you know? but I can't really think off the top of my head like how many times she's been betrayed throughout like the entire game, not really just in this timeline. If I know she can't trust Dio, I mean probably the bombs like the murder of the old woman in the other timeline, it shattered trust. Alright guys, pay attention. You probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to someone. Okay.
But I need to think on something for a bit.
Actually, there's quite a lot of research on the most efficient way to play this game. Yo, what up, DR? Oh man, got you still playing this game. I know, we going, man. We grinding through it. This the prisoner's dilemma is a common thought problem. Right. Yeah, I mean, if you do the math, there's probably an efficient way to do it. But I mean, in a lot of instances, if everyone does trust each other, hypothetically it could be the best way to play because everyone would technically escape. But the thing is, like, you can't trust math when it comes to trusting people.
I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too.
Allying all the time isn't the most efficient. I mean, even when it comes to making sure nobody, like, no one dies. I'll be leaving too.
Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry.
Dio.
Well, in that case,
It do fight?
yeah, sorry.
It's from a game theory perspective. Well, yeah. I know what you're saying. Or I get what you're saying. It's like the math isn't supported if people don't support the like ultimate goal. And ultimate goal being everyone gets out. Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
Me? I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. I mean, you did try to kill him. We did try to kill him? I'm not feeling up to watching this game anymore, to be honest, but you guys have fun with your mindfuck games. I mean, that's on you, man.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too? I mean, honestly, it is one of those games where it's kind of hard to follow what's going on if you haven't been paying attention. And I'm like that too. You aren't going to leave too?
No.
Are you sure? I choose betray.
I know.
Or chose betray.
But I still believe in you, Sigma.
Aww.
I think your hand must have just slipped or something, right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I love you. I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates. Round 3. Star keys. There is no... The Ambidex gates.
There's a lot of research making guys that play the prisoner's dilemma. There is a method called tit for tat. That means ally the first round to mimic whatever your opponent does afterward. That did pretty well. Oh, interesting. Any plans for some VR? Haven't done that in a while. I've thought about it, and I probably will sooner than later. But I mean, you know how it is. I don't really make plans. I'm not a planner. I just wing it. As many times as we want, huh? Well, can we skip? No.
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet?
Why?
Do you remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up there.
Parents will, I'm trying to remember the podcast I listened to about this. I wouldn't, I mean, I believe it. I'm sure there's like lots of videos that go into research on that. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pair. What about you?
I'm a magenta pair.
I wonder what the others
It
are.
could be anything, I suppose.
Gift him a VR dating sim that's overly cringy. And honest, I might actually have something like that. No, not VR though. But I'm sure there's free games. They could be anything, I
We
suppose.
won't know until we have a look.
We got about... I think the AI that did the best was a generous tit for tat, run tit for tat, but forgive sometimes and just ally. You know what you made me think of is that robot that we met on the first playthrough. Like, that's never come up again. Just from watching you escape from that room with the bomb, that was nice. Yeah, I remember how much I panicked in that game. But yeah, it's good. I mean, like, I'm glad like you asked me, because it kind of gets my mind flowing on like what I should play in the near future. So what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their
Gollum?
own.
Was that his name? Yeah, physically and emotionally. I really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. They'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Wow. Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray, including me.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes, a common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excelivir. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them. But how do we figure out who it is?
Do you have any clues?
Clues, huh? That's right! The memory card! I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out towards her.
What's this?
I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it. Yeah, I don't know what's on it though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something.
Huh? Wait, Q, you said that you did this one first, right? Yo, DR, thank you for the bits. Here's a little something as an incentive. You might want to save that in case I couldn't like read the chat or something. It's okay though. You can do it again. Thanks, man. What if we all wanted to beat someone up? Dude, that always ends up being us. Out of all the endings where we could people could escape, we were basically the only person who actually got caught and beat up, when everyone else was able to like sidestep all the beating up of She does have evil thoughts. I mean, to be frank, they are trying to kill the whole group. I am making broad statements for humor. No. I know. I don't. I'm not processing that as something. I went down Alice's side first. Side step. Yeah, side step. Yeah, side step. Wait, so you went this side, right? So you did, what did Kiyu do? Kiyu allied, and then Kiyu allied again, and then she saw Alice in the room. Damn, I would have been pissed too. Huh?
Yes, I remember.
Peasant. I thought I changed, will you change your name? You change your name often. Yes, I remember.
The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with
The
Theo
DV.
and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one. Yes.
I got fucked. I was mad. It's so weird because the perception of the game is so different. Just based on the path you went and the path I went, our perceptions of the game would be completely opposite. Because you're probably like, oh man, like you gotta be super careful or you're gonna, your Fitbit's gonna hit negative. But then I was playing through the game and I was like, dude, the Fitbits never hit negative. Like, what the hell is going on? It's either someone always escapes and just kind of, they just like peace out, or yeah, actually that's basically it. But then your first ending was like, oh, negative, you got fucked and you're dead. That's why in the, what was it, like halfway through the game I was like, what if our Fitbits never can hit negative, like they never actually hit negative and it will never kill us, but they're also worried about not being able to, like, staying afloat, that it never happens where they hit negative at some point. Like, that's a lot different thinking than going down the Alice side.
I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
You aren't even awake, bitch. What are you doing? I couldn't pick a path. I mean, it did block me off with a plot lock before I could ally. Oh yeah. True. Dude, that's actually, I wouldn't say it's worse, but then you had to put in effort to be boned by Alice. And then I went back and betrayed her, like, I hate you. And then she's like, well, you betrayed me too. I'm like, I wasn't going to initially. I only did it because I know what you're gonna do. So I can remember I might have been the lab path first, but who knows? Oh, the lab path with Excelivir. First ending is get fucked and die. That's not the best choice due to the dying part. Exactly. Dying is the worst thing in this. Second to not knowing what the hell is going on. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Temioji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we left him asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
Should be, what am I doing here? I don't see your name on this door. This ain't your room. Like, this ain't your house. I go where I want. Opened my mouth to retort and then thought better of it. If I really wanted the people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. Okay, apparently it is their home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the ladder.
Okay.
Then stick it in already.
Whoa.
Huh.
That's
Well,
what she
the device
said.
worked.
That's what she actually said. Bookmark, thank you for the host.
Go ahead.
No, Temioji. You're not my type. Right.
Huh. Well, the device worked.
I totally just punched in the wrong command. Thank you, Bookmark and Kiyu. Thank you guys. Bookmark and Kiyu. Thank you. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right I came to hear Clover say that. Sticking in already. Well, so haha, I just got home. Welcome home. Pretty good. We haven't been, well, I was gonna say we haven't been playing that long, but 47 minutes. You did miss, to like fill you in, you missed where we loaded up, we hit ally because we assumed that Alice wouldn't be able to vote because she was laying down in the infirmary the last time we saw her, but we hit ally and then she betrayed us. And then so we're like dying. The Fitbit injects us. We're dying, and then we see her. We see like her in the room, and then we got game over. So then we went down the betray route this time. Yo, Kusune, thank you for the host. The right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. But yeah, basically, in that section, after going betray, everyone betrayed each other. So it was just like a whole chart of betrays. What is this? Yo, it's a crossword puzzle. See, we got one racks. I see a lot of Raxes. LED. What is this?
6 rows, 22 letters each.
You see these letters, you might want to print screen this. I'm not going to, only because I probably wouldn't have. Plus, there's like not really a built-in tool for me to do anything like that. But I'm assuming it's important. But it's okay, we'll just go with the flow.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set. Okay. Okay. I actually didn't even notice that. Or I didn't pay attention. Damn, you keep reminding me that I keep forgetting to stream.
In other words,
Welcome
the
to my
first two
room,
rows
to my
just
world.
repeat.
These games seem to have a lot of sexual innuendo, typical Japanese. I wouldn't say that's a Japanese thing, man. You can turn anything into a sexual innuendo, man. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a Japanese thing at all. But I mean, there are like moments where it's kind of out of left field, but I wouldn't say what Clover said as something like that.
It doesn't look random to me.
But essentially, in the world we live in now, anything can be a sexual innuendo. You can turn anything into it. That's why, you know, like, everyone always spams gachi.
I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there? No, it doesn't look like it.
I'm gonna put it in your endo. See, exactly. So all we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Oh, training, huh?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
No Asians where I'm from, therefore I can't be racist. I don't know about that. But a lot of like phrasing is all in our head, essentially. Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
What?
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Myrmidons, for some reason, I felt like I'd heard that. Oh my god, we have heard that, man. Those are the dinosaurs.
What are the Myrmidons?
Those are the enemies in Final Fantasy games.
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
They're thugs.
So this thing we're looking at. You think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb? It was set by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Wouldn't that be Dio? Nothing Dio. Dio sounds like a dinosaur name too, so it kind of fits with Myrmidons. Oh damn, I have got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know. How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Dio's one letter off from Dino. It is. It is. But Myrmidon isn't a dinosaur. It's not, but it just... It's like phrasing again. It's like, oh, it kind of sounds like a dinosaur. Let's just assume it's a dinosaur. What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
You know, it's like it's like Tyrannosaurus Don. I don't know. I feel like there is a dinosaur with a D-O-N ending, but not. I don't mean dinosaur. I mean more. I meant more. I was leaning more towards like Final Fantasy. Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See.
Tyrannosaurus Don, my favorite dinosaur. Yup, it's like it's second. It's second to the one I lost it. Not much we can do then. We come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code? I've got hundreds of years to spare squishy mortal game characters. Yes, you are also a immortal dinosaur. You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just what the hell kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do. I feel like I can skip this. No. Oh no, because you're talking about the Myrmidons.
Sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
Dio means God. It's Greek mythology. That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. Even though I just betrayed you. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she'd leaped up and run out of the room. Hey, wait, Alice. I took off after her. Oh, we back to the
How long
Zen
are you
garden.
going to keep following me?
'Cause I love you. In Homer's Iliad, the Myrmidons are the soldiers commanded by Achilles. Is that referenced in 300? How long are you going to keep following me? Until, you know, as long as it takes. Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
'Cause I love you. That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
Oh, look, she's blushing, man. I can see it. What are you talking about? It's a reference to Homer Simpson, right? That's actually the first thing that came to my mind. But I'm going to say, I don't know if Homer is named after, I don't know. Maybe he was named after that reference. She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. Butt cheeks. Boob cheeks. See? Sexual innuendos. We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. In a few minutes, it will tell you something that says you won't see this screen again, and they're very serious. Wait, what? I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
Oh my god. This is new. What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
I love you. You mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared.
I love it. I love it when I'm abused.
Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could.
Just letting you know, streamers always ignore the in-game warning. Probably because half the time they're not paying attention.
Things just went downhill from there.
What do you
I
mean?
remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying.
It's not a bomb, it's a bong. I'm not gonna risk it.
And everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical 6.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen that for a long time.
It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you.
It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you.
God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you?
I mean, just in the I only hate you on the inside.
Just do it!
What do you mean, do what? Do it? Oh, that's nasty. What? Do what?
Kill me!
With love?
Get it over with!
What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying! I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. In OG VLR, the image was on the top screen of the 3DS. Interesting. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Butt cheek. Then another, and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense just slightly. Oh my god, all ice. Slowly I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this?
I like the ladies. I don't want them to be sad.
You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons? Stick it into her? What? Dad zoned. Oh, God.
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
I guess. Ah, come on.
Keep your mouth shut. I'll tell you what you want to know.
I don't know. I don't like that phrase, keep your mouth shut.
About myself. And about the Myrmidons.
Okay.
Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What, crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. All right then.
Alice took a deep breath and began. Romance Sigma and Alice ship. I need this. My father is Egyptian, but my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab. Cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Uh-oh. One sec. Okay. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. This is her mom? Does that look like anybody? When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years after that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists and he had been kidnapped. Really? It took her several years? Oh, I guess she knew that he had disappeared, but there was no answer at that point. I just thought they didn't tell her, which would be messed up. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away and in every line of her face, I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I miss my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything that he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. So because they reference cloning, I'm starting to think whether or not she's like a clone of the All Ice in the first game. But that's what's going through my head right now. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. That's an interesting idea. That's just the first thing that popped up. Just because, I mean, it's referenced by her. It's referenced in the game overall. And it's like the first thing that popped up when I saw her. Is like, just because 999 had been so fresh in our mind at that point. Eventually I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was a thought that they had been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now at last I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. Gentaro Hongu! No, that's not him. The Myrmidons are closely associated with the cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons could have been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. Then one day I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. I headed out immediately. Whoa! On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. Here we go, here we go! You know, the details! Clover kind of filled us in a little bit here, but I feel like her side will reveal more stuff. I mean, it is already. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Oh shit. Clover? Yeah, Clover. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her, and when I asked them what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside of the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. Pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. Huh. Were they? That was the last scene in the first game. Yep, it was. That's why when it showed her, we're like, oh snap, that's the mummified Egyptian queen or whatever. The priority shifted very quick. June and Santa? June and Santa aren't in the car, right? They said 4 people were in the car. Clover, what's his face? No. Junpei. She said 4 people were in the car, right? Probably besides Honggu? I don't know. I'm overthinking it. My priorities shifted very quickly after a short discussion. I convinced him to allow me to come along. Clover, Lotus, Junpei, and 7. Ah. Clover, Lotus, Junpei, and 7. Yo, Lotus is in the car? That must have been weird. It's like the Spider-Man meme. They're chasing after June and Santa. Right, yeah. I don't know, for some reason I got June and Junpei mixed up. Okay. Honggu was in the trunk. Yeah, he was in the trunk. And Snake. Yep. For sure, my hope was to find the people that were chasing who I was certain were Myrmidons. June and Santa? No way. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Someone's missing in her statement. Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would only complicate things. Well, she didn't name people. She just said there was 4 people. An SUV came with 4 people in the car, right? I think that's what it said. There were 4 other people in the car. So 5 people total, right? Including Clover. Clover, Lotus, Junpei, 7. And Honggu? Yeah, Snake. Where's Snake? Maybe... I don't know. It's probably not really a concern. It's just like an outlier. We're trying to poke holes into her story. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. Wait. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. Alright, so this organization, Myrmidon, with and whatever, not and Free the Soul, but Free the Soul was related to the kidnappings. There was also a sixth person. See, there we go. There was a sixth person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. Alright, so the 5 people she saw were the actual riders, and the 6th was, I'm assuming, Honggu. A middle-aged man who I'll just call H for now had been bound and placed in the trunk. According to the other 4, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. We also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. So why had he kidnapped all those children? Apparently he had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before, so I'll try and give you a quick rundown. Simply put, these people can access sort of a field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousnesses of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler to just call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before and had actually used it in a number of investigations, so I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness the power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with the threat that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. H-I-J-K. You know, there's a dude named K, obviously. H is 4 letters away from K. Maybe K is the 4th person in the picture. H-I-J-K. It's probably a coincidence. Well, it's actually 3 letters away. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of a Myrmidon cloning lab. One sec, guys. Hold on. Alright, so something came up and I gotta go in like a couple minutes, unfortunately. Damn it! Oh my god. At least we got a game over. That counts. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hope that our investigation might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts. At last I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. Rip our enjoyment. Yo, mine too, man. The whole operation was a trap. The lab was fake and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last in a basement room I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. Uh-oh. It was my father. Oh. He looked as if he'd just been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding that had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He'd said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospect, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. They were very, very wrong. So, in a nutshell, in a very large nutshell, because all of this is speculation, this whole experiment is to see like the effects of Radical 6, and they're gonna like use it to destroy the world or whatever. They're gonna use it as a biological weapon, but at the same time, you know, they keep finding out stuff about how people have already like are being wiped out by Radical 6. So I don't know if that is actually true or false, or if it's just there to trick them or whatever. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. Oh snap. Alright guys, I am gonna go ahead and save it here. I don't know how important this next portion is, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that point. We shall see this section tomorrow. We shall see what Alice needed to see from the coroner tomorrow. There's a possibility that I might be meeting up for a dinner. I don't know what time it's gonna be, so I don't know what the stream is gonna look like, but I will let you guys know on Twitter and Discord. So yeah, check Twitter. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, lurking, and listening today. I'm sorry it was very short, an hour and 20 minutes. That's pretty damn short. But still, I mean, we got to do something, right? I mean, we got game over. That's progress. We uncovered some question marks. Plus, we're at a good point. Like, we'll just like start it up and be like, what the hell is this? I don't remember. And then we will see whatever it is. It's probably not that important. All right, I won't be able to sleep tonight, but it's probably not that important. But other than that, thank you guys for kicking it today with me during the short stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for chilling. Thanks to everybody that stopped by and everyone that stuck around to the end. Thank you for the bits and the hosts. Kiyu, Latency Lounge, Bookmark, Kitsune, Watusi, Chains, Obotron, Crimson Ishtar, Charge, Zoid, Eddie Ammo Gaming, Weird Game Studios, Kakashi, Deathquan, Noob Queen, Rackshaw, Dryad, Simon the Berber, and everybody else that hosted throughout the stream. Thank you very much. I shall hopefully see you guys tomorrow. I will let you guys know via Twitter and Discord, so check those. But other than that, enjoy the day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I shall hopefully see you tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.